So
I
I
don't
can
care.
keep refreshing them.
Well, let's start anyway.
Yeah,
This
but
is
then this is where the audio will start looping. This is where the audio will start looping. That's the problem.
we'll see. I don't know
That's
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll
That's
see.
yeah. All right.
I
All
wonder
right.
how we can fix this. Cause you know, if I do mute you, then there's no audio whatsoever. Okay, we are live. We have no views, which is fine. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's okay now. I think it's good. I think we're good. All right.
All right. Wonderful. Wonderful.
All right. So
We are live. We are
we
live.
are live. Yeah. I don't really care about the echo anymore, but it's a slight echo, right? So I'm just gonna watch ourselves. Yeah. So all right. So that's all right then. We are. There's only one watching. That's myself. Okay. So this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna talk about what's been going on here. You know, in the overall market, right? And then we'll look at some charts because you know the the halving just started. Well, just completed yesterday, right? And wow, I mean, it's like incredibly the market was like extremely strong, right? I would have thought that you know Bitcoin would
Mm-hmm.
have gone back to like you know mid 50s, you know, but we didn't. You know,
Right.
we hit you know as since I don't know if anybody has watched our previous videos, but I would say if we couldn't get back, for example, let's look at the charts briefly. Right, like the overall market is really bullish right now. Not sure why, but we can kind of look at the technicals.
Uh,
Yeah, you were kind of
all
cut
right.
off there. So 65k. This is not. This is 65k in a Saturday. That's weird, right? And we were talking about. I have a chart here. If you can see the chart, did you see the chart? Your audio's
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Your audio is kind of weird,
Yes.
but
I can.
so
I can hear. I can. I can see it.
there's nothing here because this is on a 1 minute. So if I'm on the daily right now, we should see some kind of work from the previous days. But we can start over. Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
I didn't do much. I guess I okay we started right. So let's look at the weekly chart first. Okay. This is the weekly chart on I'm on Max C, right? The perpetuals.
Mm-hmm.
And
All right.
we don't want to go too far back, but I have the SMAs out, and then the stochastics RSI, and then the RSI right here, and I don't know. Are you getting some lag time? Because then there's gonna be some lag time, right? When I do talk about stuff and you respond, you might respond. You're not responding in real time, right?
I would say the delay is only a second or two at most.
Okay,
Um, yeah.
that's fine. So okay, let me do something right here. So let's look at some key support areas and resistances. Not gonna go too far down, but right here there's the support from the first high back in 20 April of 21, and then you know we got bounces here in the second bull run, like a major bull run above 60k, and you know resistances will be. I mean the other um, support or resistance is right here, 65,700 something, and our latest would be at. I'm only counting the bar the body, not the wicks. Okay, we can cover the wicks a different in a different scenario. So three levels, major levels, and then what happens if we go below that? We have a major level here. You see, that
Oh.
was
Okay.
52. Well, Yeah, 52,000. But of course, there's
Okay.
a couple here too, a smaller one here. So
All
55k.
right.
So I was saying if we were gonna lose this 60,000 trend line support area, we're gonna head down to 55k, and we didn't. We got a huge wake up right now. So the weekly candle is gonna end in 21 hours. So if we do look at the weekly candle right here, this is a I don't know exact name, but it's like a hammer. But it's like if meaning that we drop all the way down and we push back up when we close. That's extremely bullish because there's huge buy pressure. The sell pressure didn't actually break the support, right? And one thing we can do is from the weekly we can pull. I don't know if you know about the Fibonacci. Oh, oops, wrong thing.
Right.
Fibonacci
Yes.
retracement. So if we pull a Fibonacci, and
Mm-hmm.
we did we did actually bounce on the 382, right?
Okay.
That's extremely. That means it might not even go to the 50 or the 618. The 50 is 56k, which is the next support area. So everything seems to corroborate. Now, if I look at something called a volume profile, I'm just gonna, meaning we look at all the previous trading volume. Well, let's go back all the way, shall we? So I'm gonna pull all the way here, and you can see there's on between 60k and 62k. There's not much. So that means this support at 55k is actually really weak. So if we do break 60k, we're heading to 52k,
Wow.
right? Yeah, but here's what we're not gonna look too far back. We're gonna focus on the closer time frame. So the daily time frame. Now we're gonna ignore everything from 3 years back, or even 2 years back. So we're just looking at this uptrend right here, right? So what do I see here? Well, so we did. So the wicks were right here, right? We bounced. We came back down here. So we had a good run from all the way till from 25k. Or if you want to go back even
Okay.
further, well, that's a lot further back. But like October last year, we were doing pretty well, right? So from here to here, we were doing 35% in I don't know in 12 days, not bad. And then I would say from here to here, that's 43 days, which is not as good, but still, right? It's there's rarely
Okay.
any retracements. We had a retracement here, so so basically, since earlier this year, it's just upward until March, and then so we had a all-time high, right? About 73k. We didn't hit 74. We tried in you know
Whoa.
about last month we did try, and then we did we can pull a fib here as well, and you can see we retraced down to 382 again, and
Mm-hmm.
then couldn't break back, and then we were kind of getting this sort of symmetric triangle at the time. We symmetric triangles break both ways, up and down. So if we just take the length of the symmetric triangle, we would have hit, if we did break, we would have hit 89k, right? And we didn't. So if we break back, the target downwards would be 52k, right? Like I was saying, that last support, the major support, in the weekly time frame. Can you see this? So if we do break, and we didn't, we would have gone back to the previous major support, which is 52k. That's huge. That's 10. We're losing like 13,000 US dollars, and that's about like a third, right? Like from 65k No, well, not a third, maybe a fourth, right? Like 25% loss, and then all the altcoins will be losing 3 to 4 times that, like 60% loss. So that's what happened. So technically, we should have broken down. Can you hear me now?
I hear you. I hear you. That's quite an interesting percent change. I don't agree with the uh, outlook that if there is going to crash to a certain floor or the tossing between Bitcoin and Ethereum and altcoins, I'd like you to elaborate on how you believe that logic works.
Which logic?
For example, many people say if it's going to break through this floor, then it's going to go further down. And I think you just said altcoins, 60%. So I'm thinking, how is that? Is there some method to the madness or what?
No, it's just technicals, right? So basically, what I look at is um, the trading volume. Like what's if there's a lot of okay, I can do this one more time, right? So I'll pull the volume profile. So you can see there's a lot of nodes here, meaning a lot of buyers and sellers trade hands here, and a lot more down here. Okay, and then we can do another one up here.
Alrighty. Okay.
So what that means is, let's say I bought or sold, or um, a lot of people traded here. Let's say they sold here. If they come, like if they sold here, there's gonna be meaning there's gonna be buyers here, right? So if it falls here, they don't have to sell because they haven't made any loss, right? So, and the market is affected by other factors like liquidations. If there's a lot of leverage, let's say, let's talk about right now. If there's a lot of leverage, and they force people to sell and liquidate it, then it's just gonna plummet the market. It's gonna go straight down, right? And when it goes straight down, it's gonna go back to the previous level, and then you know other traders who have leveraged here between 50,000 to 52,000 or 53,000 rather, they don't have a risk, right? Unless there are more people selling, then it's either going to cause these guys to liquidate, and then it's going to pump it to all the way, because there's no one between the nodes. There's nobody basically trading hands. So like, if it drops at, let's say, to 49k, it's just gonna go straight down because there's just not enough buyers to support to pick up. They know the next point is 44k, so they're not gonna buy between 44 and 50, right? So that's why there's the sudden drop, right? And when that drops, usually these situations, traders will just simply, okay, well, there's gonna be fear, and so like they're gonna sell their, a lot of retail traders are gonna sell their holdings. So that's gonna cause that to move down even further, and then if they have that same mentality, they're gonna have that mentality for the altcoins, right? And everybody who trades altcoins knows that it's not as stable as Bitcoin itself. So if one person, if there's, let's say, 20% of the people that are going to sell due to panic, there's going to be like 3 to 4 times that minimum for altcoins, because everything's based on Bitcoin, right? So anyway, I don't know if that explains this logic, but
everything is based on Bitcoin. That's quite a statement.
Everything is based on Bitcoin because Bitcoin is telling us where we're heading, right? And a lot of times, well, there's this other mentality where you have Bitcoin, people go into Bitcoin, they make the profit, go into Ethereum, and then Ethereum jumps and then Bitcoin just goes sideways, and then Bitcoin sells off, takes profit, goes back down to altcoins, and then rinse and repeat, goes back to Bitcoin, right? That happens, but not all the time. It doesn't always happen. As it would happen if it's possibly more on the weekdays, but not on the weekend for sure. Weekends is no, there's barely any
Okay.
trading volume, so it's like you could have moves that would typically go one way, but there's not enough support or enough liquidity, it doesn't follow through. All right, so I'm just gonna delete all these. I mean, you can easily see though, right? Like I can show you something. I'm just gonna delete this. Let's just look at this area here. Okay, I'm gonna pull a volume profile right before that point. Let's see what happens. Okay, well, actually what I'm gonna do is go further back. Do a volume profile from here all the way till before it pumped. Before it pumped to 52k. You see there's nothing here. Okay, from here to here, you can see, right? I don't know if you can see this. I'll draw the gaps. When you see the gaps, you don't actually see, you see the huge spike in movement. Okay, you see right here. Well, because I pulled it all the way here. We have to take into account the more recent jump. So you see right here, there's one.
Okay.
There's two.
Go ahead.
It just jumps the price, right? It just goes to the next high value node,
Right.
and same here. So, all
Gotcha. Gotcha.
basically all the way here. There's nothing. So the jump just goes parabolic. You see, and I can do this for the other ones too. So so if we were to do, well, let's do this one, right? And then you can see, right? There's one right here and one right here, and they all corroborate to these no, these gaps. So that's why, like when they say when it's gonna once it breaks up like a point, it's gonna go to the next. That's what it means. I'm gonna delete all these. Oops, I don't want to delete that.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Okay, delete this. Anyway, let's focus on the more recent, because that's what we want to talk about right now. So why did I mean why did this happen? Like why was there so much support? Well, that's a really good question. There's no reason to this, right? It's just the technicals tell you, right? There's enough buyers to think, okay, 60k is low, so I'm gonna go ahead and fill those sellers, right? And those orders. So this double top didn't really, though it did play out. It went down to the target, and I can kind of just see this pattern. Just I guess everybody does see it. Everyone who's doing it. Symmetric triangle. So we broke down. We could say we'll be testing. We could still come back down. This is possible. So we could still be in a bearish situation. But if you look at more recent times, so what else can we look at? Let's get our stochastics back up. I think I just deleted it. Let's see where it is. I think it's this one. No, I think no, I do have it here. So it's number one. My point is this is the 80 simple moving average. So that's a support right there. The Fibonacci, we were at 382, right? So that's another support, and we're bouncing. We're at a resistance. So whether we break above 61, 65, or rather this is 60. Well, let's see. We can kind of draw this lower. So we are exactly at resistance right here. 65.3. So if we can't break above in the next couple days, we're gonna go back down. We're too far from this 200 moving average, so usually we have to meet it when we're too far back. This stochastic RSI is kind of curving, so we could see this just fail to break, drop, and then this just dumps. It could happen. Do we see any? Do you know anything about hidden bullish divergences, like hidden divergences, meaning the
Not exactly.
okay, so bullish divergence means the trend is going down, and then the RSI, meaning the relative strength index, goes up. So the RSI goes up, but the price goes down. So that means it's going to reverse, or there's a probability that's going to reverse. Likewise, if it's going up and then the RSI is going down, that's a bearish divergence. That means that the trend's going to reverse and it's going to head back down. Now, hidden bullish divergence means the price keeps going up, the RSI goes down. Actually, no, sorry. Yeah, so it keeps going up. So it makes a higher high and then higher low, and then but then the RSI is making a lower low. So in that case, that means you might think it's like a bearish divergence, but it's because you look at when you're doing bullish hidden that bullish divergence, you look at the bottoms, and the bottoms are making a higher low, and then the bottoms are making a lower low, meaning the trend's going to continue upwards. So let's see if we have that. Well, we kind of broke that, so we can look at this one. Do we see? Yeah, we actually do have a hidden bullish divergence. Now I'm gonna close these. So I'm gonna just look at RSI right now. So this low and this low so far is a higher high or higher low, sorry. So lower high, lower low, higher low. Now for the RSI, we're kind of stretching this because we're crossing this little bit, but let's say it's actually going down, right? The trend is going down, so the trend's going to continue upwards. So that's another confluence I'm looking at. Or in other words, we might think this is just we might see this as a little falling wedge-ish, right? We try to break above, but failed because of the resistance. Came back down, hit this little trend. Now we're at the top of this pattern, of this trend line. We might come back down again. So that's another bearish scenario. But if it's a falling wedge, it usually breaks out, right? And we can see this as we can draw this like this, kind of, counting only the bodies, and we can say this is like a huge bullish bull flag, and this bull flag's target is huge. It's gonna go to 130k, but is that reasonable, right? Is that realistic? Maybe not for the short term, but if we just take a more like conservative estimate, we're gonna hit maybe 96k. But I don't know the time frame. Nobody knows. So daily is like this. That's what I see. So yeah, I mean, 4 hours.
Gotcha.
4 hour. What do you think? Well, our stochastic is high, so this might dump, on us. But we are the 21 moving average is about to do the cross with the 50, right? So we could possibly long here, and This is looks like it could hit back up to the 200 moving average. And here's what I see too, right? Like a inverse head and shoulder that broke out. So the measured move is the neckline here, and the target would be 68k. So we will break the previous resistance. So heading back there. And another thing I see here is we look like we have a cup and handle. So that's a cup, and that is a handle. That handle has the same target. Oh, a little higher because the handle's right here. So that target will be 70k. So we have two targets right here. And you can also say the head and shoulders is more like a complex head and shoulder. Like, yeah, like something like that. We might form a couple more before we head back up, but like I said, it's the same target. Yeah, because usually if we have these kind of inverse head and shoulders, that means what happens is that people tried to sell, came back up, and then tried to dump again, but because there was a lot of buyers, the next time it fell back, it wasn't able to. There was not enough force to push it back down to the previous low, so therefore that is bullish. Yeah, 4 hour looks good for now. Like we just have to look out for this RSI, the stochastic RSI here. I also like to look at the 2 hour. 2 hours still got some gas. Well, we're almost hitting the 200. We might just come down, hit the 200 and come back down. Well, 1 hour is actually really bullish because on a Saturday we closed above the 200 SMA, and but we're hitting resistance like 3 times now. So we have some more room for this to head back
Okay.
up. If it doesn't, if it doesn't, if it doesn't work, then it's back down is the only direction. And the 21 did hit did cross the 200 SMA right here. That's also another bullish sign. So here
All right.
I would say as long as we stay above, of course, the 200 SMA, but I would say if we could, for the short term anyway, stay above this line, because that's a lot of support here. You see, bounce, 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 came back up, bounce, fell back, bounce down. Now, so this is a key level. I'm surprised we actually hit it though. Like, I was expecting this to go back down further. This is rejection right here, right? Rejection. What else? What else do we see? Let's try look at the 15 minute. 15 minute. Not much going
Okay.
on. No, I think it's the same picture. We did bounce off the 21, so this is gonna. We'll have to see this, but Saturday's gonna tough. 5 minute. Well, we could see kind of a potential cup and handle. So we can expect this to retrace a little, and then form a little falling wedge, and then this has some room. So then this could go get us to. Let's see. 65.8. So that's one potential target. So it's like, and then this breaks back above the resistance, and then we could retest here for support. And then boom, we're back up. 1 minute.
All right.
Yeah, so 1 minute tells us we have to kind of cool off here. So that's what I see. So mixed signals for sure. That's what I would like to prepare for. But like having just started, the having just began, right? Which is interesting because like we would think there will be a lot of sellers, and because I don't know what you think, but it's like we're going from we're going from six. How many is that? How many? What's the reward for the bot for the mining? Six bitcoins, right?
It went from like 900 to 450. So I think daily, yes, it's down to three now.
Yeah, I should 3.1 something, right? 3.125, right, per block. So that means there's gonna be fewer sellers from the miners. I heard a few that from a few that they said there were a lot of miners that were selling right before the halving because they would fear that the price would would um would fall, right? Didn't happen. So yeah, look at the market. What's strong these days?
Ye- Your question is other tokens, other coins, or other news?
Well, I mean, what I'm just looking at is, well, we've kind of looked at Bitcoin, right? So we're gonna see what's hot right now. Bonk is really hot, right? Floki, I got some Floki, but like at like 20, 24 or 25, I forget. Sheep is sheep is sheep is okay. Fetch AI, I have no idea what that. That's pretty good. WorldCoin, yeah. So this the market is there's opportunity. Pepe is gone back up. AGIX is back up to $1. But you see the problem with coin market cap these days is if I do 1 hour, I'm only doing 1 hour within this first page. You see, I'm not getting anything above 100. I have to show more rows. I can't even show more than 100. So you can't compare the first page to the second page.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah. So what do you see? How do you see the market going forward?
Um, I I don't see I don't see. Uh, yeah, look, the piece of information I shared with you about the fact that for the last three halvings, the price of Bitcoin has averaged up nearly 350% over the next 6 months, on average over the last three halvings. So I was going to try to do a bit more research to see which of the halvings was above 350 and which of the halvings was below 350. But if on average 6 months from the halving, every time is 350, that's not bad.
Yeah. Well, I don't have the dates for the previous halvings, but we can kind of look at that right now, and then we can look at the charts and see what happened. May 11th, 2020. But yeah, that was the 2021 was the thing was May of 11th, 2020 was during the pandemic, right? So
That's right. That's right.
it was it wasn't really bullish at the time until like end of the year. But now it's happening during the bull market, so that's interesting. I don't even know if you can see this. I'm gonna have to go to
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
I'm gonna have to go to Bitcoin index, all time index, because that has all the data. Okay. What did I say it was? 2020, May of 2020. Yeah,
May 11th, 20.
May 11th. Yeah, I mean, oh, we were still right here. Like this is that was the halving, but we were going on the downward cycle. So I mean, anything was upward, right? Of course, right? Like 6 months. What is that 6 months, right?
But you're saying it's at the tail end. It's at the tail end of a rather horizontal or down market, and
Well,
then even within weeks after May of 2020, the market went crazy. So now if we were to go back four previous years, in what was it, 2017? Can we look at that chart?
2016 July 9th. Oh, this is gonna take a while. July 16th, right? Actually, no, not that while back. Yeah, it's right here. July. July 9th. We'll have to zoom in here. Okay, so right here, right? So yeah, you could say we were kind of in a bull run. Like we were going from 100 something to 700 something. So we were doing it. We were in the middle of the bull run, but the pullback wasn't too much. The pullback was like 1 month max, and then we were just back. Run. Back up, and then everything was upwards, right? But you see, we were still above the 200 SMA, the yellow line. So I wonder, I wonder what happens this time. Like, I mean, not this time, but the 2020 May. Were we above or below? Oh, we were 11th, right? Let's see. Oh, we were below. We were below. And then the recovery was. No, this is March. I said it's May, so we were wrong. So we were supposed to be. Well, let me close this. May 11th. My bad. Yeah. So we were above, right? We were here. So it was upwards mostly. You see? Look at now. We're also above the 200, which is no coincidence, I guess. Yeah, and we're at the halving is just what yesterday, right? So it's you know I would say this is just gonna go sideways and then boom. Let's look at one more. Let's look at the
Yeah, but
2020.
within how many? Yeah, within how many weeks though? Because
Well, we can.
um,
Well, I mean, depends what you mean, right? You want the market to explode, or do you just not want the market to tank, right? Because everybody says it's gonna. It's the
I care about a 6 month window where the price goes above 300% in 6 months. That was the average, 300% over the next 6 months.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but a lot. Ooh, look at this, 65.6. So we did hit something. Okay, let's actually look at right now first, because this is important, because we were just talking about what happened, right? What was gonna happen. So let's quickly go back here. Are we breaking out? It seems like we are. This is stronger than I was expecting. So the so we did break above. Yeah, see? Okay, we close. That's the problem. 4 minutes left. Let's look at the 1 minute. So you see the ooh wow, holy wow, Jesus Christ! Flag here. Broke out of this flag. Hit the kind of almost hit the resistance. Came back down. 200 SMA went below it slightly. Wow, what happened? Reverse head and shoulder. Maybe this is like a sort of a cup and handle ish vibe, rising cup and handle. Maybe target of this. Well, let's take it more seriously. Take this low here. So yeah, we did hit the target. So that's the so yeah we wow, this is interesting. Now this is pulling down again. So you see this is going higher, but the yellow line here, the RSI, is going lower. And it's Saturday, so we might not stay here for long. We might come back down here, or possibly even below, and just like I said, form this flag here, because this we kind of pumped up, right? But really, who knows? Because there's what's the next support? Well, we did have a few targets, right? 65.8 for this target here, and then we had another target, another. Let's see. Yeah, 68 will be the next one. Then you would look at local resistances. So there's gonna be a lot of levels to hit, right? But yeah, one step at a time, right? I have a position at 71.1. I longed, I think like 10 necks, and then I had to put more margin because I didn't set a stop loss, right? And when it hit all the way here, I was losing like 50%. Oh, actually no, I'm actually at a yeah, a 50% loss even after the increase of margin by. So actually lost. I would have been liquidated if I hadn't increased the margin. Yeah, now people are saying it's Bitcoin broke 65.5. I see it's a short-term breaking out. You see, like this, it does look good, right, from the 1 hour time frame. But from a 4 hour time frame, it's still a lot of. Well, this is like a head and shoulder, inverse head and shoulder. Did I do this? Yeah. So the target of this head and shoulder. Let's restart everything. So this head and shoulder. Let's say it broke out. If it closes. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hmm. OBS. Okay, let's see what happens on OBS Ninja. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can't even hear you. So, did you try talking? No, nothing. Then hey, can you hear me?
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me? Hello?
No.
No, no. Yeah, it did say ninjas